One take, let's go. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Leandra the TBR 0 and I am going to be presenting my September hopefuls for you. However, before I get into it, I did want to apologize to my fellow small booktubers who I absolutely adore, but I haven't been as physically present watching and commenting on their videos. The semester has been kind of crazy and it's just begun, so I'm hoping it's going to slow down soon and I can return to supporting you all as you have supported me. So thank you so much, and let's get into it. Like and subscribe. During the month of August, I actually was mood reading. I had so much fun. I can see why a lot of people like to do it, especially because it felt like a more productive reading month for me. However, for September, I just don't think I can do it again because I have a full stack of library books in front of me that I have to definitely read before their due dates are up. So the first book I actually want to read is Austenland by Shannon Hale. This book was recommended to me by my library director because I finished Emma last month and she could see that I was on this Jane Austen journey and she wanted to support me on it. I haven't seen the movie that's based on this book, nor have I read anything by this author, so I'm really going to be going in pretty blind. But what I know about the book is that our main character, Jane, is obsessed with Jane Austen, and so she goes off on this retreat where pretty much there are all of these actors who immerse you in the Regency era and you're just along for the ride. But Jane begins to wonder what's real, what's fake. Is this romantic attraction that she has for this Regency era character real? What's going on? It's a very short, breezy read, so I'm really looking forward to it when I really need to just have mindless fun in my life. Another book I'm hoping to read is Peril at the Exposition by Nev March. This is the second book in her series, and the first book is Murder in Old Bombay. We follow Jim Agnihotre, and he is a British Indian detective. In the first book, this was during the British Raj in 1892, but in the second book, we actually travel halfway across the world to Chicago, where he is enlisted to solve this specific mystery. I'm really looking forward to seeing the culture shock as well as how the characters deal with what I can imagine is going to be a significant amount of racism as they continue to try to solve the case that's at hand. Nev March has just a beautiful way with writing, especially when it comes to rich descriptions. So I really can't wait to immerse myself in 19th century Chicago. And next is Miss Aldridge Regrets by Louise Hare. I am so excited for this book, especially because it is a transatlantic mystery. It starts in London and the main character, she gets this big break. She's supposed to get this role in Broadway, and so she's traveling to New York in order to pursue her Broadway career. But of course, a murder happens at the club that she worked at in London, and then this kind of mayhem, sinister activity follows her onto the boat she's on. So I really just can't wait to see what's going on with the character in the time period, especially because this book is written by a person of color. And the one problem I have with detective fiction, especially that was written during the time, is that it was always written by white people with white predominant characters. And obviously that is historically accurate because that was going on during the time. But I love it when people of color in modern times write historical fiction to give, history to characters who just were underrepresented and continue to be underrepresented even in modern times. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and the cover is so gorgeous. Speaking of golden age detective fiction though, I also am reading Mystery in the Channel. This is by Freeman Wills Crofts, and this was a book written during the time. And I believe it's set in the 1930s. I could be wrong, but this is another boat setting mystery. But what happens is this steam liner comes up upon a yacht that's been deserted. There's a huge red stain on the boat, but no one's on it. And the mystery continues because bodies begin to be found and no one really can understand what happened on the yacht. So that's going to be a great one. I'm really looking forward to it as well. This one is one that I totally chose based on the title and the really cool cartoony cover, but it's called Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I mean, if we just want to take a second, I know I'm trying to do my TBR in under 10 minutes. But this is by Alicia Thompson, and I really, again, just picked it up on a whim, but apparently the main character, Phoebe, is obsessed with true crime to the point where her PhD dissertation is about it and about the trends within that genre. And while she is home cleaning out the house that her father had owned, she begins to wonder if her next door neighbor is a serial killer, but at the same time, she begins to fall in love with him. So this is going to be very funny, but also a little bit on edge. And yeah, I just can't wait. I read a couple romances last month, and so now I'm hooked again, and I think this is exactly what I need to combine my love of mystery as well as my budding love of romance. Another golden age detective fiction book that I'm hoping to read is Josephine Tey's The Man in the Queue. I didn't realize this when I pulled this from my library, but this was her first book in crime novels. I know that some people aren't as big fans of detective fiction as I am, but Josephine Tey is known as one of the queens of crime. We all know about Agatha Christie. Many of us know about Dorothy L. Sayers, but Josephine Tey is with them when it comes to the hierarchy of crime novelists, and I've never read anything by her. So I own a few books by her, but I haven't read them. So I'm really looking forward to just having fate tell me I should start with her first book, and it's this one. And finally, I am hoping to read Small Favors by Erin A. Craig. I have featured this book before because that's how long I've had it. I've had this for about 2 due date cycles, so now it's like now or never before I have to return it to the library. But this is lots of dark fairy tale vibes that go along with a woodsy, paranoid community. I just can't wait for the atmospheric tension to really envelop me. And apparently this author is also the author of House of Salt and Sorrows. Haven't read that book, but I've seen the cover everywhere, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one first, seeing if I adore her as much as I assume I will, and then moving on to her other books as well. I was not anticipating to get through these books as quickly as I did. I think my 10-minute goal pressured me a bit more, but you know what? That's fine. This gives us time to chat. Additionally to these library books, I also have quite a few Netgalley ARCs and just ARCs in general that I'm hoping to get through, and I actually have 2 in front of me, so might as well pull them out. These were sent to me from Kensington, but they were from the July release dates, so they've already been out, but I'm still super excited to read them, especially this one, Dairy Quite Contrary by Amy Lillard. What I'm especially excited about is that this is a debut novel, so I get to start the series right from the beginning, and I'm really looking forward to it. I love any type of mystery, or really any book in general, that features pets as side characters or sidekicks, so I really am fully intending to read it soon, because I'm already kind of behind, aren't I? This book's been out since July. Another ARC that I just got is A Catered Doggy Wedding, speaking of dogs, and this is quite a few books into the series. I want to say it's book 6 or 7. Oh, actually it's way further. It's like 14 or something, but I think I'm going to take a chance, just read it on its own without reading the first one, just to see if the trend that mysteries are meant to be standalone technically in the series, that you shouldn't have to read them in any specific order. I'm going to see if this series is that way. If it's not a big deal. But yeah, so these are just 2 of the few ARCs that I'm very, very excited to be reading. And I want to thank you all if you got to the end of the video. I hope you saw some titles that you're really excited about as well, or you're excited now that they're on your radar. If you enjoyed the video, give the video a like. If you have a TBR for September already for yourself, please let me know what it is in the comments so that I can get jealous and add those to my list of to-be reads as well. And I hope you all have a great day. Thanks. Bye.